Hello viewers, welcome to another low-tech video filled with mistakes done by some guy in a phone. This video I'm going to call Surviving the Storm, and this one's going to be food for thought. And I come up with this idea because not that long ago we had a storm that come to the North American East Coast and brought with it a lot of snow and took out power, trapped people in their homes, and some people passed away. So I thought I would do this video. And in California they got quite the little storm that pretty much did the same thing, just not as cold. So for storms that are going to take my power out, being prepared for, say, 5 to 15 days of no power and having to, make do with what you have. This is what I've chosen to do for me. And I'm not necessarily saying you should do it for you, but this is what I do. So first off, you need 3 things to survive: food, water, and shelter. When the storm hits, your home is already your shelter. You might not have electricity or heat or running water, but you have 4 walls and a roof, and it's yours. You have all your clothing, all your blankets, all of your comforting stuff. So when a storm hits, stay home. But while you're home, you still have to eat, and that's kind of where this video is going to be focused on. You see a lot of prepping channels on YouTube and the likes, and they're either the eye candy, multicam and body armor with a bunch of guns, gung-ho, we're ready to go, or they're the homesteader, and if you don't already have a homestead, that's not really valuable to you. And a lot of that stuff is quite unaffordable for most people and not practical. You can't just buy 80 acres of property and then turn it into an off-grid paradise. Real life just don't let you do that. If you're anything like me, you're trying to survive on between $40,000 and $60,000 a year. Your bills are horrible. That's where you are. So here's a few inexpensive ways you can not die. Basically, you're gonna need to cook. This here is for camping, my cook set. Simple bowl, cup. I have some OXO spices in here, pot and a lid. That's pretty much all you need. Even if to feed everybody in my family I gotta put this thing to work 4 times, that's fine. We're eating. Most of the food I'm gonna display just requires some heat, boiling water, so that's where the percolator comes in. I've made I don't know how many pots of coffee in this thing. In fact, I've probably made about 15 or 20 pots of boiling water between coffee and things like the Mountain House and hot chocolates and teas and other stuff I've given my family camping. And I did it all off of this 1 can of fuel. I don't know if you can hear that. It's almost empty, but it's still hanging in there, and I've had this thing for years and multiple camping trips. So getting a percolator and a simple camp pot set, you're going to thank yourself. These are not big ticket items. I think that was $35. This was $35. You need a way to cook or a way to heat. And this is what I have come up with from Mountain Research. Very simple. You can tell it's been used quite a bit by its colorations. It just sits on the can. Throw your pot or whatever on top. This thing is an absolute bear. I only turn it on just slightly and it blows this big flame that's very hot. It'll boil that pot of water If I pull out creek water where there's ice on the side of the creek, so about as cold as you can get the water and have it still be a liquid, in about 2 minutes, this will bring it to a boil. And of course, boiling water is always something you want to do. It'll keep you from having a digestive emergency. So, quite a bit larger of a can. This one can is going to get you past 15 days. Do not use this to try and heat your house. You'll run out of fuel and still be cold. When you're going to cook and boil water, if you're in a snowstorm like the East Coast and your house is cold, you want to go into a confined area like a bathroom. This is a clean burning fuel, so you don't have to worry about killing yourself on it. You go into the bathroom, close all the doors. If the bathroom has a wall that is exterior to your house, hang a blanket on it to help keep the heat in. And as you boil water to cook some of the foods I'm about to show you, you'll be heating that small space. You won't be able to heat your living room, but a small bathroom will give you a warm room. You can go to warm up just a little bit. And then of course a hibachi. You should have a barbecue or a hibachi of some kind. If you don't, you almost have to leave the continent. And basic propane. This propane bottle is the same as those, but you normally find them for a couple of dollars cheaper, just because they're more of a tradesman thing than a camping thing, so you avoid a little extra luxury tax. So let's clear some of this out of the way, and we'll start on what I've decided to do to feed a family in grid down or without electricity for up to 15 days without breaking the bank. First off, this stuff. It's great. It's like $18 a bag and it feeds one. So, I mean, if you're going to get a lot of this, you might as well spend the whole 10 million on the bunker and go that route. But if you're just like a hard-working broke dude like myself, there's much smarter ways to do this. You don't have to go onto the CanadianPrepper.com and order one of the freeze dryers for $4,000. We can get you through this a little bit cheaper. So we'll put that aside to be laughed at. Let's give ourselves a budget of $100 per month. It's $50 every 2 weeks. Most of us, you know, if we give up the burlesque house and gambling, we can pull that off. So what I've done, and again, the objective is to eat. You're surviving. You're not living luxury and you're not having 5-course meals. So how do I feed 4 people for 15 days? $12 and $13. You're going to get sick of pancakes before you get sick of going hungry, I promise. Not a whole lot for nutrition, but when you're hunker in the bunker, you don't exactly need 50,000 calories an hour. This stuff too, you can throw a little bit of flour in with it, a little bit of baking soda, a touch of salt, and make yourself like dumplings for a stew. So this is one of the things I bought. Total investment of $25, and if I had nothing else at all, we're still going to eat. And that's kind of the point of this video. So this is going to get old quick. You'll start to get some complaints. So the next cheap item, I think I paid $15 for this. Comes with, I don't even know how many's in here. There was lots. I think 60. So I vacuum sealed it to keep them fresh. This is going to last forever. Because it's vacuum sealed, oxygen can get through this paper, but it can't get into the plastic. So what I have here is just 2 bags for each mouth. and a package to feed 4. All it takes is a little bit of boiling water. It's warm, it's thick, it sits in your gut a very long time, and takes time to digest. So inexpensive, good idea. 1 flavored, 1 regular for each person, and you'll get few complaints with this even after a while. So between, you know, you've got $25 for this, another $18 for that. You haven't even really touched your $50 budget yet, and you're already good to go for a lot longer than just 5 to 15 days. But you wouldn't stop there. Nice and cheap. 12 boxes of KD. These are the 50% more, which is great because the cheese package is even bigger. And, you know, just one of these boxes and a half a cup of this $3 bag of noodles, you're going to stretch that out and keep your family eating. Of course, you're going to get sick of Kraft Dinner pretty fast. So I bought Stag Chili. While you're cooking your Kraft Dinner, take one of these cans, open it to vent it, and set it in the boiling water about halfway through. You're not trying to boil this, you're just trying to heat it up so it doesn't cool down the Kraft Dinner. The same stuff that got you through your drinking problem in college, right? You're gonna throw this together and you should be good to go. You know, if it's going to be a long power outage and you're toughing it out for a while, this next bit is just for you parents. So if you're not a parent, plug your ears and turn your head. This is classified knowledge. Right here. 1 $4 can of mixed fruit with cherries. You serve that to your kids after 5 days of eating this stuff, they'll be dancing around the living room like idiots. They're going to be so happy. So this is like a morale booster. In addition to, you know, if you're planning for longer term affordable food storage, an 18 kilogram bag of rice and cases of soup, like cream of mushroom soup and tomato soup, things that you can just pour into the rice while you're cooking it. That'll add a lot of flavor. Speaking of flavor, when it comes to adding some flavor to your food, if you're making rice or you're stuck with just bland noodles or something, this is $25. It's 3 kilograms of honey, and these are all Canadian prices. So if you're in the States, well, you're probably going to have to pay more now. Everything's welcome to the new normal. But a tablespoon of honey into a cup of boiling water will make you feel like a champ. It's a soothing drink. It'll help your throat. A tablespoon into the rice when you cook it, or a tablespoon into the noodles when you cook them. That'll really bring your spirits up. So this is just a few inexpensive, practical ways you can prepare for, a prolonged power outage due to a storm or whatever. That's probably not going to get you sent to the puzzle factory for a while. I know when it comes to preppers and being prepared, it's looked at a lot like preppers are crazy, or they're tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists, or stuff like that. And when you start doing YouTube videos about prepping, you can quickly see where that idea comes from. You should let me know in the comments if you want me to tell you how I really feel about some of those channels, because I'll slam them pretty hard. I mean it, I will. I'm cold like that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching my video. I hope you found some of it helpful. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. Do let me know if you want to hear me do my humorous slam on some of the other prepper groups out there. So this one has been food for thought. And the next video I'm going to turn out is going to be creature comforts. And then the one after that will be on Intel and comms. And I think between the three videos, you may be able to weather a storm for 2 or 3 weeks and be reasonably comfortable. With just the few things I've shown you here today, you'd be sitting pretty for a month and you haven't even started buying stuff yet. Other than that, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Please feel free to hit the thumbs up and leave a comment. And if you can find it, nobody's ever seen it, but if you can find it, my little LARPer bagger donation cup, go ahead, put your paycheck in that because the guy on YouTube told you to. It'd be lots of fun. Have a great day.